I know, everything we do, nobody's going to see any of it or appreciate what we've done, only us.
Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of a home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Morning, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to the build. Right, we have got a lot of work to do after our 2-week holiday. The digger guy's coming in a couple of weeks, so we have got to get all this driveway and pathway all put down and tampered down. We've got that massive big lump over there. We've got to get that shifted over to here. And we're going to use some fabric that Julie...
Julie's very good at acquiring things. We're having a new railway line for the ski stations put in, and all the really expensive fabric that they put down to stop the weeds penetrating and everything. Behind the camera, we've got quite a pile. It's a bit of a jigsaw. But
yeah, it's only offcuts. Yeah. The guys chucked it in the van for us, so we didn't go thieving. So we've got all that to do, and we're starting talks with various house fabricator providers. Now, I say fabricator. Initially, we were going to do shipping containers, and we ditched that idea just because of the expense and the amount of work involved. Then we've gone on to SIPs, which we are still very, very interested in, but it is very difficult to get a provider here in France.
We've started going down other avenues, the same principle, but other providers. That's so they are basically what we're doing.
Prefabricated panels, so the whole house is engineered and designed. So that's the bit that I can't do. It's certified and then it's shipped here on a truck. Now it's whether we get them to install it or we install it. It all depends what they can do for us, because they're all out of country. They're right up in the Nordic countries where a lot of these houses are built, and the timber is just fantastic. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll be getting on with that in the next couple of weeks as well, so we can plan that for sort of end of summer, early autumn to start that.
So as that process develops, we'll keep updating you, because we're just excited that we're starting to get a lot more positive feedback, because we've waited a long time on one company and it's time to look elsewhere. So that's where we are with the house, but it's going ahead.
But first, we've just got to get back to all this groundworks, all the stuff we'll never ever see. So that's why we're so excited about the house.
Something different.
It'll be out on top of the ground. I'm fed up of doing all the stuff under the ground.
We've become miners.
So we're going to get on with that now.
We're just levelling off where we raised a bit of the stones to get the mini pellet tractor in and out of the annex at the back. We're just grading all of that nice and flat, and just over my shoulder here you can see we've got that grey fabric. So that's what I acquired, and that's what we're going to use in a moment, and we're going to lay that over this base layer and then start putting our 020 on top to compact. Good old faithful Wright. But this section, as I was saying, this is where we raised everything just so that we could get our little mini digger and the tractor pail, everything in and out of here, because it was quite a raised lump there to get over the concrete. So we're backtracking now, smoothing it all out. Safety sausage with us, Mr. Floki. Oh, we try not to have junk piles. This is our messy pile.
Let's drag it over onto the grass.
Yeah. I'm going to give the path a quick blast with the whacker plate. Try and bed it down a little bit, temper it. Sleeping on the job. We caught you, Floki.
Right, I think we just did a quick tamper down just to get it flat-ish. So we're going to put this grey on. That bit Julie's just folded out is full of holes. So we're just going to make a patchwork quilt basically. It doesn't matter if it overlaps or whatever. And then we'll put the 020 on bit by bit. So we're not going to cover the whole thing. We'll do this section here, I think. Fill that up, tamper that down, and then move on to the next bit. Just so the skid doesn't just sort of tear up the fabric or make a mess. That's the plan. Rolling that. That's got a nice square edge, I think. No, bring it over so the square.
I just want to see how much what I've got
there's
this
quite
side.
a lot, and then we can just fill in these little holes with square this section. So if you pull that one there to you, that's it.
Because it can curl up a little bit, can't it?
Not too much. Pull it towards me a little bit.
Or how about fold that under to get rid
No,
of...
just do it like
No?
that. That'll be all right.
So just plop it on the loose bits.
No, you don't use that. Use your feet. Just kick it about.
Do this. Maybe one more. Yeah. I was just making sure the edges were covered
Yeah.
so we didn't pull it up. Not all of it. Yeah. Could do with 2 rakes.
No.
Can't get that James Brown shuffle going. Yeah, let me push some over there. I was trying to be methodical. Oh, look at her cleaning herself on that
no.
dirty blanket. Freya, what are you doing? Yeah,
It'll
look,
do.
this
As long
is...
as we've got a straight line.
Oh, Freya! Yeah, little...
There we go.
Okay,
We'll do this one in 2 strips then.
yeah.
Go back to you.
Yeah, so we've got the good edge.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, we've got a good overlay, haven't we?
Yeah, keep going a bit. Tiny bit.
Oh, Floki, you...
Just pull it.
I can't, he's heavy.
There. There, that'll do. Alright. So you just try and take the weight.
How about dumping a first bit just to keep this weighted
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Quick! That's it now. Yeah. And we work back on ourselves. Just to keep this weighted. Woo. Perfect.
Right, I've just dug this little bit out here. We were going to have this as a bit of garden, but it just makes sense as this to be the end stop for the gravel. So I'm just going to tidy this up, put a little bit of cloth, and then we'll backfill this. So that will graduate into the pathway there. And then from here, the driveway will come down and that will be the garden. I think that's probably the best option. There. It's all right. Well, Julie's just stopped for a coffee. I don't know why, because you know, the raking is. Yeah, we're raking it. I know we could drag it, but it's quite loose. So we're just dumping it and raking it, and Julie's leveling it by eye as we go, just so it's near enough there. Because when we tamper it down with the whacker plate, it's going to go down anyway. But this is not going to be the final surface level. So whatever it goes down will be backfilled later on with whatever gravel or whatever we put down. But it's going all right, so we're just going to level this off. I can remember when we used to have to stack up scaffold on blocks and blocks of wood, because that drain cover there is a good metre deep down to the actual ground level. So we are a lot built up with all of this gravel and aggregate. But yeah, I'm pleased how it's going. So we'll have a quick coffee, get back to just leveling it off and then tamper it down, because this afternoon it's going to pour down with rain, which will help. Hopefully it'll all settle in.
Here we go, a little view of it from the drive now. We've levelled it. Ian's just going along nicely now with the whacker plate. Hopefully that'll just drop it down a little bit. But that's come out really nice. We're super happy with that. And if I come this side here, you can see how much we've actually put down, because there's those big curbstones. You can see where Ian's been and hasn't been with the whacker plate. This 020, it compacts so nice. It's really nice aggregate to work with. Here he comes. The finish on this has turned out so much better than we could ever expect. It looks lovely. I just joked with Ian from a distance. Looks like we've built a road. Seriously, I've just walked along here and it feels solid, really solid. So you can see just here, we've brought the level of this 020 right up to the top of the concrete, and going along with the whacker plate, it's definitely compressed it lots. That's perfect. Oh, you managed to get a long way with that bag. Another old bag that we can make use of. Well, they're not old.
Well, actually, this one's a bit solid.
Oh, is it?
Again, it's sand mix as well. So.
We try not to waste anything.
Well, we managed to get it all done before the rain has started. It's just dripping now, and as you can see, it's not looking very nice. But this is the first time this corner here and this corner here have been leveled off. So that's a nice flat path. We've got still a little lip under here, and no doubt that will settle. Plus, with the dressing stone we're going to put on in the end, it'll all be nice and level right across. And here, once the digger guy's been and dug out basically the wedge for the house, a lot of the soil will be put in this area, and that will be the same level as the path as well. So you'll be able to walk from the garage path to the raised bed garden, and it'll all be one level. So that'll be nice. But yeah, I'll put the dusty powder all around. I'm not sure if it'll do anything, but it's old cement. I've got to get rid of it. And the rain hopefully should disperse it within there. So we're going to go back home now, have a bit of lunch, and we'll get back down to the plot later, probably tomorrow now, because of the rain. We're going to start on the steps down to the house, just so when we start building the house, it's a lot easier just to walk down from the garage. Here they are down here, and down this section to the back of the house here. So excited. I'm starting to get emails from the companies that we've contacted for the prefabricated house panels. So we're going to go home and we're going to give those a call and take it from there. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Here's all my little girlies. Have you missed your mum? Hello, girls. Oh, little ladies. And one just couldn't wait. She's jumped up onto me in the bucket. You cheeky girl.
Good morning, it's the next day, beautiful day, and it looks like we're going to have a period, couple of weeks now of good, nice, warm weather, and that will help dry all of this ground out, ready for the digger guy to come. And before he comes, we've got to tick off a little list of jobs just to get sorted and tidy before all that soil starts piling up. And one of them is to install or connect these French drains here. So I've got the French drain from this back wall, and these two yellow French drains from this big wall here. All of that's got to be prepared in advance because we've got to put in a concrete base just here, sort of that will be at floor or ground, finished ground level, this concrete base, and that will be the bottom step for the concrete steps that go up to the driveway up there.
Corey put up a fight.
Just cleaned off the pipes there, and this is, I'm just going to join it into one because we found out hardly anything comes out of these here because it is a right angle just around the corner there, and most of the water just goes the easiest route down. So the water is not turning back down here into here, but if it did, then we've got access to it, and it's also another cleaning point, so we can actually put a rod through there. The main one here is this one, but again, we've not noticed much coming out of there because most of the drainage, it hits this driveway and takes that path there. Hardly anything oozes through here, and if it does, then it's got another access point just at the end there, and that will then follow this bank all the way along in the future. We're just doing step-by-step sections at the moment as we build, so we don't have to keep thinking too far ahead and just getting into this mad planning delays that you always do when you do start thinking too far ahead. So it's just step by step. This is all French drain stuff, so Not really. The French drain's got lots of holes in it. So trying to seal all this doesn't really matter, but it's just really to secure it so it doesn't move when we're pouring concrete and stuff. Just going to put some fresh, oh god, it's horrible down here. Some fresh fabric. So there's not going to be any drainage coming down onto this. This is just to protect it in case the concrete or whatever, when I pour it, might get in or ooze in, because this is just going to be one big concrete blob of steps. This is going to push everywhere, but sort of the best way I've found to do this. And then with these rubber gloves is just to knead it in. So I've only got to come out down about 100 mil, so just shows how much, because the finish level, the sort of end level, is going to be here. We'll just backfill with a little bit of sand and gravel, what we've got in the trailer, so we need to get that trailer out the way as well. He has been stuck there for quite some time. So let's just measure that one to there. So 32, 152, 50.
Granny slippers all round.
It's just so muddy at the moment. That's why we're hoping this sun will dry out everything in readiness for Digger Guy. Because if he starts digging and it's like this, it's going to be a right mess. I think it's coffee time, don't you?
It could be. I might be nice to you.
It's actually lunchtime, but I know I'm not going to get any of that. Haven't done enough work.
Okay, coffee time.
Ugh, this is old glue. Yeah.
It's got a brush.
Yeah. The concrete will be the main glue. So.
Nice tight fit.
Yeah. So now I can wrap this round nicely. just so water doesn't, if it ever filled up tight, again this is covered in concrete, so it's really just a little extra bonus seal. Because the pipes go through into it. It's not like they will leak. One thing I didn't forget, phew, that's okay, but to make sure there is a drop from that pipe down to this inspection manhole, and there is, so that's good. More by luck than anything, but I wouldn't have been able to do much anyway because this one dictates it, and that one's got a pretty good drop. I chipped away a little bit of the concrete here so it wouldn't interfere with the pipe.
With all our leftover sand and gravel mix from the trailer, we've built a little bed up underneath the pipe, so it's all secure underneath.
Just so no big stones will attack him, but there won't be any movement anyway. Because as I mentioned all the time, the concrete is going all on top of this. We'll get a nice bit of rebar over it.
We've had the trailer sitting here for so many weeks after Ian got stuck with the van. The sun's out, so it's a good opportunity. I can get this nice and clean, try and dry this floor out because I don't want the floor getting ruined. And guess what? He'll be back to get more gravel and sand mix for cement. Hopefully Monday. Got our framework up, and Ian's just going around knocking in some rebar just to secure the wooden frame. We've got all our levels organised, so yeah, it's a job that's fiddly. It's been taking ages, but we're getting there. It's just one of those horrible jobs that doesn't move very fast.
We're probably going to have to leave this section here now because we need to get down to the builders merchants.